Year 9, how are you and how is everybody doing? Today we're going to do comprehension and we're going to be starting with our first comprehension, My Family and Other Animals. So let's get to it. Gerald Durrell wrote of his childhood in My Family and Other Animals. In this extract, he is particularly interested in the scorpions which live in the crumbling wall which surrounds the garden. Then one day I found a fat female scorpion in the wall, wearing what at first glance appeared to be a pale fawn fur coat. Closer inspection proved that this strange garment was made up of a mass of tiny babies clinging to the mother's back. To cling is to hold tightly. I was enraptured by this family. I was fascinated by this family, and I made up my mind to smuggle them into the house and up to my bedroom so that I might keep them and watch them grow. With infinite care, I maneuvered the mother and family into a matchbox and then hurried to the villa. It was rather unfortunate that, just as I entered the door, lunch should be served. However, I placed the matchbox carefully on the mantelpiece in the drawing room so that the scorpions should get plenty of air, and made my way to the dining room and joined the family for the meal. Dawdling over my food, playing with his food, feeding Roger surreptitiously, secretly under the table, and listening to the family arguing, I completely forgot about my existing new captors. At last, Larry, having finished, fetched the cigarettes from the drawing room, and lying back in the chair, he put one in his mouth and picked up the matchbox he had brought. Oblivious of my impending doom, to be oblivious of something is to be unaware. So unaware of my impending doom, I watched him interestedly as, still talking glibly, he opened the matchbox. Now I maintain to this day that the female scorpion meant no harm. She was agitated and a trifle annoyed at being shut up in a matchbox for so long, and so she seized the first opportunity to escape. She hoisted herself out of the box with great rapidity, with great speed, her babies clinging on desperately, and scuttled on the back of Larry's hand. There, not quite certain what to do next, she paused, her sting curved up to the ready. Larry, feeling the movement of her claws, glanced down to see what it was, and from that moment things got increasingly confused. He uttered a roar of fright that made Lucrezia drop a plate and brought Roger out from beneath the table, barking wildly. So now we know that Roger is what? A dog. With a flick of the hand, she sent the unfortunate scorpion flying down the table, and she landed midway between Margot and Leslie, scattering babies like confetti as she thumped the cloth. You know what confetti is? That kind of like very, very small shredded fabric that you see in parties. It's colorful, use it in celebrations and things like that. Thoroughly enraged at this treatment, the creature sped towards Leslie, her sting quivering, shaking with emotion. Leslie leapt to his feet, overturning his chair, and flicked out desperately with his napkin, sending the scorpion rolling across the cloth towards Margot, who promptly let out a scream that any railway engine would have been proud to produce, so it was very loud. Mother, completely bewildered by the sudden rapid change from peace to chaos, put on her glasses and peered down the table to see what was causing the pandemonium, what was causing the noise, the ruckus. And at that moment, Margot, in a vain attempt to stop the scorpion's advance, hurled a glass of water at it. In a vain attempt, so a failed attempt, an attempt that was not successful. The shower missed the animal completely, but successfully drenched Mother, who, not being able to stand cold water, promptly lost her breath and sat gasping at the end of the table, unable to even protest. The scorpion had now gone to ground under Leslie's plate, while her babies swarmed wildly all over the table. Roger, mystified by the panic but determined to do his share, ran round and round the room, barking hysterically. "It's that bloody boy again!" bellowed Larry. Look out, they're coming!" screamed Margot. "All we need is a book," roared Leslie. "Don't panic, hit him with a book." "What on earth the matter with you all?" Mom kept imploring, mopping her glasses. "It's that bloody boy! He'll kill the lot of us! Look at the table! Knee-deep in scorpions!" Quick, do something! Look out! Stop screeching and get a book, for God's sake! You're worse than the dog! Shut up, Roger! By the grace of God, I wasn't bitten. Look out! There's another one! Quick! Oh, shut up and give me a book or something. But how did the scorpions get to the table, dear? That bloody boy! Every matchbox in this house is a death trap. Look out! It's coming towards me. Quick, do something! Hit it with your knife! Go on, hit it! Since no one had bothered to explain things to him, Roger was under the mistaken impression that the family was being attacked and that it was his duty to defend them. As Goretzky was the only stranger in the room, he came to the logical conclusion, that she must be the responsible party, so he bit her on her ankle. This did not help matters much. By the time a certain amount of order had been restored, all the baby scorpions had hidden themselves under various plate and bits of cutlery. Eventually, after impassioned pleas of my part, backed by my mother, Leslie suggested that the whole lot be slaughtered, was quashed, was put down. While the family, still fuming with rage and fright, returned to the drawing room, I spent half an hour rounding up the babies, picking them up in a teaspoon, and returning them to their mother's back. Then I carried the outside on a saucer, and with the utmost reluctance, when you're reluctant to do something, you do it, but you don't want to do it, okay? With the utmost reluctance, released them to the garden wall. Roger and I went and spent the afternoon on the hillside, for I felt it would be prudent to allow the family to have a siesta, which is an afternoon sleep. A siesta is an afternoon sleep before seeing them again. So this is it for today's story. It's pretty simple and easy. Then we have the questions. All right. This is it for today.